Hi, I'm Craig. It's good to see you again. Just back from a week of spring break where I didn't go anywhere, but I did have the opportunity to do something oddly cool. We have this storage space in our basement that I have neglected for the last couple of years, and it's gotten piled up with stuff from all kinds of things. Having four kids, having a busy household, but mostly there were shelves and shelves and shelves of my detritus, my crap. And one of the things that I found while cleaning out my crap and ridding any record of some really bad writing was something I made when I was 23 years old, almost 22 years ago now. I made a life list. Wouldn't have remembered why, except when I opened the cover of this blue notebook, there was an article I'd cut out of an old men's journal magazine, and it talked about making a life list of the things you want to accomplish before you die. And I got a real kick out of reading what was on there. Rent a convertible and drive the Pacific Coast Highway while listening to Mozart. Check. Learn a foreign language. Check, check. Write a couple of books. Check, 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 check. But there were some things in there that were just ridiculous. It was like find a job working in a different country where you don't speak the language and be uncomfortable for a year. Okay. Spend every weekend volunteering. I didn't get to do any of that. Probably not terribly realistic, but there was one thing that stuck out to me. I think it was item number 14 on this list of 99 things to accomplish before I die, and it was become someone's best customer. Now, I didn't know anything about being somebody's best customer when I was 23 years old. I didn't really know what being a customer meant. I was just getting established in my first sort of post-college job and apartments and all of that stuff. It sounds like one of those things that I would have written down as someday I'll understand why this matters. But as I was continuing to clean, I started thinking about Roger and Jackie. Roger and Jackie owned a coffee shop in the town where I live in Cincinnati. They were both retired, and they started this coffee shop not only as a business but as a nonprofit to create a place for people to hang out and to support local children's charities in the county that I live. My wife actually was the first one who went there, and then some friends, and they kept recommending it to me. Now, I'm not a coffee snob. I drink a plain Americano, just cool enough that I can start gulping it right away. But I walked in, there was just something different about this place. The coffee was great. They made this incredible breakfast sandwich. I started meeting friends there. I started having regular meetings with a good friend of mine and collaborator, like every Friday morning. And eventually I got to know Roger and Jackie really well. They were wonderful people. They went to the same high school but didn't find each other until later in life. They had spent their careers serving others in law enforcement and in healthcare. When they retired, they weren't content to just go sit on a beach for a while. They wanted to do something, and they made this place as a place to be. And it became kind of home to me. So then when in March 2020 their world shut down like my world shut down and we all were stuck in our basement, I found myself thinking about them. I'm wondering if they were okay. I knew they had some family in the area, but also, they had invested a lot of themselves in this place, not just financially, but as who they were. And I started checking on them, and friends of mine and I would buy gift cards to try and help them pay their rent, which I'm sure they had covered, but they appreciated the gesture. It got to be that when the world opened back up, I looked forward to going and seeing them more every time I went, right? They would see my car pull into the parking lot and they'd start making the large Americano and the breakfast sandwich with everything. And I got to tell you, the breakfast sandwich to this day is wonderful. Roger and Jackie have moved on. They sold the business, but it is being run by very good and capable hands who have maintained that sort of thing. I wrote a book while sitting there drinking coffee by myself called "Don't Be a Jerk," which I'm sure I'll talk about someday. When the bakery that they used to get the bread for those breakfast sandwiches burned down, they called my friend and I to come taste new breads because they knew we were such a big fan. They allowed me to tell my story at their coffee shop. They had a book signing there. When they moved away, I genuinely missed them. Now, why does this matter? Well, over the last couple of days since spring break, I've had a lot of meetings at work, and I don't really talk about my work here, but I will more and more. And the meetings are very often the kinds of meetings I've been having for 15 years. As an agency person, as a marketer, as a content strategist, it's how do we get more people's attention? How do we go get more customers? And it occurred to me while ruminating and going back through my life list, maybe the best way to understand what customers want is to seek to be someone's best customer. A barber, a coffee shop, a nail salon, a grocery store, it doesn't really matter. Invest yourself in that business and try to do what the sort of standard customers won't. Spend an extra couple minutes at the counter listening to stories and looking at pictures of grandkids. Bring friends in. Call and check and make sure if the owner's available. Are they cool? Are they healthy? Are everything going all right? I got more out of being Roger and Jackie's customer than I ever have out of being a marketer. In terms of what it means to be good, to be a good vendor, to be a good partner, to be a good brand. And the irony is the name of their coffee shop, Kala, actually means good. As you're sort of making the final push and getting kids through school and, probably working on back half marketing plans and business plans, think about what it means to be a great customer, what you can learn from that and apply it to your work. I think the world would be better if we all just sought to be someone's best customer. If we all sought to be Norm at Cheers, maybe not the, day drinking and sloth, but a person who's important to that business in a way that isn't purely monetary. A person who understands what somebody's trying to do well enough that you can contribute to it. And you can take away from giving lessons that you could never just come up with on a whiteboard, that you'd never come out of a textbook. So challenge yourself. Become someone's best customer. And if you are someone's best customer, or you have a favorite customer, drop me a note. DM me on whatever platform you're watching this on, or put it in the comments. I think the world needs to hear more about that kind of stuff. I think in a hyper-technological age, and a age of the things that separate us, political ideologies, religion, stances on technology, on data usage, in this world of hyper customization, what would it mean to just be a good person and a good customer? What would it mean to your business to seek to have the kind of business that somebody wants to be your best customer? Not because you have the best deals or you offer the best rebates or incentives, but because they want to be a part of your business. I think you could probably figure that out by wanting to be a part of someone else's. It's good to be back from spring break. I don't know if I'll ever live out that life list, but I'm really glad that I found it. And I'm really glad that I had the opportunity before Roger and Jackie retired for real and moved away to get to know them and know what it means to not only have a favorite place, but have favorite people that you like buying from. Just something to think about. I'll see you next time.